What is the female equivalent of a neckbeard? The female equivalent of a neckbeard is a not like those other girls girl. Yeah, you're a female, but you're not like, you know, those other girls. Other girls are stupid and vapid, and only care about boys and shopping. Other girls only watch Sex and the City, and their favorite activities are gossiping and stabbing each other in the back. Other girls are sluts who wear tacky clothes and too much makeup, and have no self-respect. You're not like that. You watch anime, subs only, of course, and play video games. You don't read Twilight or any of those shitty paranormal romance novels. You read comic books and a soyaf, which you liked before the show. Time, you'd rather fling yourself off an overpass than wear something jelly or pink. All your friends are guys, and they know you're one of them. You're one of the cool girls. You're smarter than all those ditzy popular girls, and that makes you better than them. You're a unique and special snowflake amongst a sea of clonabit other girls, and maybe, just maybe, one day some cute nerdy guy will see you for the cat you are, and be the derp to your derpina. She doesn't take care of herself at all. She may be very overweight because of this, but not necessarily. She's weak. Her hair hangs in some lank non-style, unless she's on her way to an anin-con, in which case she wears some wig, or does it up with multicolored dreads and extensions. Her skin is bad. She alternates between not wearing makeup and wearing deliberately unflattering makeup, dark purple lipstick, because she thinks that, by defying typical beauty standards, she is above them. When in reality, her defiance is evidence of her obsession with standards of beauty. She dresses in lots of baggy black things, because she is ashamed of her body. She has very low self-esteem. She claims to be bisexual, because she thinks some girls are pretty, and she once kissed a girl to show off, or prove a point about how daring and unconventional she is. She has never dated a woman, or had sex with a woman. She claims to be a pagan, because she once shoplifted a Silver Wolf book and set up a Wiccan altar in her bedroom, which is now gathering mold under some old containers of manic panic and dirty t-shirts. She doesn't know any other pagans, and doesn't remember when any of the holidays are except for Samhain. She would desperately like a boyfriend, but she is too awkward and ashamed and fearful of real intimacy to have one. She covers for her low self-esteem by pretending no man is good enough for her. She has a laundry list of traits she says she is looking for. For instance, he has to be tall, muscular, athletic, a genius, kind to animals, and he has to look like Ryan Gosling, and be a stallion in bed. And he has to love all the same things she does. Until she meets this ludicrous fantasy man, she derives her inflated sense of self-worth from the 2 or 3 awkward and scrawny teenage boys, often younger than her, who follow her around and sit at her feet. Even if you look past her pompous facade and try to talk to her, you find she has little to say. She only talks about herself and her friends and their private in-jokes. She constantly makes pop culture references to her favorite TV shows and movies, and if you don't understand them all, then she rolls her eyes and stomps away indignantly. Horse girls. How has nobody said this yet? It's like some switch was flipped in their brain at an early age, where horses come before all else. The cosplaying super anime girls who meow to each other. It doesn't matter how far I get from home, I still see these groups and they usually function in groups of 2. Cat ears girl, meow. Fedora guy, laddie. Cat ears girl, hiss. Fedora guy, friend zoned again. Nightmare Before Christmas hoodie person, kinda universal. 300 pounds. Slipknot shirt. Wiccan necklace. The fat rockabilly girl who is often seen at metal concerts or in conventions. She's often in her 20s attending community college and is caught somewhere between dressing like a goth up top and a punk down below. She claims to be random by wearing her Invader Zim or Johnny the Homicidal Maniac shirt, even though everyone stopped caring about them about 10 years ago. Her favorite shirt is a Slipknot concert shirt that rarely gets washed, but worn almost every day to Japanese class, which she's failing, because the teacher is a total backer. A backpack covered in pop culture pins, a Doctor Who t-shirt, and poorly dyed black hair. She complains that she has no friends that are girls, but also rants about how she's not like other chicks. I met a girl this weekend who proclaimed to me within the first 20 minutes of meeting her that she is a cow furry. She also made sure I was aware that she's a true feminist and doesn't even own a bra, nor has she shaved her legs since she was a trahead high schooler. I do want to make a point that the girl in question was not completely socially retarded either. I actually had a decent conversation or two with her over the night, nor was she overly unattractive. Which, as I realize this, baffles me about as much as her open cowferyism. She's actually a decent person with these really weird beliefs she apparently has to share with people upon meeting them. Those weird furry animeers. Let us not forget the intentionally awkward girl. A social justice warrior, otherkin, demisexual Tumblrina. Ah yes, the lady neckbeards, curtsying their skirts to all them lords, while they post their gifs on Tumblr, always complaining about how they get friend-zoned by guys who only care about looks, yet never go out of their way to interact with guys in any meaningful way. If you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. The pansexual genderqueer otherkin free-bleeding weeaboo rad from he's woman of color all over Tumblr come to mind. Fat girls who think they are beautiful and that guys are shallow for not wanting to date them instead of those anorexic bitches. I have a friend that might fit, overweight, doesn't take care of herself, smells like button cigarettes, pansexual, or I forgot, Tumblr social justice warrior, will try to debate you in everything, which usually turns out to be a pushed lecture to which we live in a patriarchy and how women and LGBT have it the worst. I'm not saying I don't agree or anything, but can we talk about something else? Maybe she's just an asshole. I'm a librarian and I would have to say library science majors, females, are the weirdest bunch of people I have ever met. Who does with animal ears on the Murday, fangirling over everything. Never left their dorms or apartments unless it was for class or for comic conventions. Some of the things that came out of their mouths were the strangest things. I almost changed my major because of all of the female neckbeards. Leather corset pushing the fat up to look like huge tits, which doesn't fool anyone. Frequently uses a British accent despite everyone visibly cringing. Sings louder than the radio, so people are forced to listen. Says things like thank goddess it's Friday and wears crystals to charge up her energy or some shit. Listens to Annie DeFranco and Tori Amos. Wears too much makeup and not well. Goes to LAN parties or magic tournaments because the ratio suits her. Well, think about it. Neckbeards are basically gross guys who pass judgment on girls even thought they themselves aren't trying to be desirable physically. The guy who wants a hot girl and has super high standards, probably to avoid having to try with girls, even though his personal standards for himself are zero. The equivalent is girls who pass judgment on guys' personalities and then bring absolutely nothing to the table themselves. No sense of humor, no intellect, no interests. Just boring girls who want to be with Renaissance men and nothing less. She's not like other girls, and she hates drama. She doesn't wear makeup because it's fake, and see also, not like other girls. She's super into Wicca and magic and often goes by Akasha Moonlight. She wears neckties over shirts and fingerless gloves. Tabletop RPGs are her weekly night out. She keeps offering to make her friends reusable cloth sanitary towels. She supports PETA when it suits her. She's celibate by choice because her anime crush isn't real and no one else measures up. Edit. She throws random Japanese words and phrases into English sentences, and even though you don't watch anime you know she's using them wrong. When you call her out on that shit she pouts and mutters baka under her breath. She made her own prom dress, and you were so embarrassed for her you contemplated burning it off her. She boasts of her sewing skills to this day, having made 1 or 2 misshapen unidentifiable plushes and a purse out of a pair of old skater jeans. She claims to smoke clove cigarettes, but you saw her awkwardly pose with one once without smoking it whatsoever. Also, you know her parents would kill her if she smoked. She's secretly happy they're illegal now, so she can whine about not having any without anyone being able to call her on it. When it benefits her to be one of the guys, she'll break her neck trying, but the second it looks like being a woman will score her some points, she'll ham that up to the best of her ability. 1 minute she's all I can take it, don't treat me like a girl, and the next it's you wouldn't hit a woman, would you? She goes to the cool goth store downtown, just to look at all the shit she can't afford, to the point that she's starting to be some kind of store groupie. The staff all know her by name and are sick of letting her try on pewter jewelry she's not going to buy. You can't remember the last time 6 months went by that she didn't have some sort of crisis / illness / bereavement / reason for everyone to be super nice and supportive and let her get away with being a brat. 90% of these things is, you suspect, made up, but it's not worth accusing her because she hates drama. It used to be me. I was chubby, got dreadlocks to show how different I was, shopped only at a topic, and sat cross-legged, ramen in hand, while I watched subdanum for hours on end. I hung out with all the neckbeard guys because they fawned over me, had strong but uneducated opinions, and was briefly vegan before a made-up illness made me stop. Blacked out my windows, collected swords and thought those Naruto headbands were literally the most amazing thing ever made. Then high school ended, and I realized I was a little shit and became normal. There's still hope for all the she-beards out there. I think the female equivalent of a neckbeard is one who has a jaded, cynical outlook on society. She is extremist about the things that matter, environment, animal rights, politics, world hunger, etc. Yet she is largely uninformed and spouting what she's recently read on social media. She is under the impression that all she does supports her beliefs and everything everyone else does is wrong and wasteful. She will constantly attempt to push her lifestyle on everyone she knows, then wonder why no one spends time with her. Her fandom is the only fandom, falling in line with her obsessive outlook. Hypocrisy is the name of her game, and God forbid you call her out on it. I have a Facebook friend through a hockey team. She knows what she's talking about when it comes to sports, but she fancies herself a little bit of a puck bunny, i.e. someone that chases after professional hockey players when she's about 50 pounds overweight and clingy as hell. She has a boyfriend that she talks about on Facebook, but he doesn't believe in Facebook and refers to him as himself because he doesn't want his identity on the grid. Maybe he's embarrassed of you or doesn't exist, so you had to cover your tracks. She posts on Facebook about her traditional values, cooking for her brothers, and her really boring nephews that she obsesses over. She has this obsession with things like real gentlemen treat women like this etc. because I think her version of men is Disney romanticized and not based in actual fact. She has a white knight friend who comments on her posts a lot like a puppy dog. She seems to ignore him because he's like a 4 or 5 in attractiveness about where she is, but she still thinks about hockey players she played volleyball with. I'm pretty sure she's single, goes to church all the time, and gets drunk with gay male friends about how nobody pays any attention to her.